We should have a violent felon criminal background check for everybody who's purchasing a gun. That's something the feds could actually do in cooperation with the states and local governments to make America safer. But that would require cooperation and not the series of, staged theatrical confrontations that Donald Trump is looking for.
Purportedly, the objective is about crime. What do you think his objective is in doing this?
Well, one thing he's clearly doing is changing the subject from a different form of crime, which is child sex trafficking, which Jeffrey Epstein was a mastermind of, that Ghislaine Maxwell was convicted of and sentenced to jail for 20 years of, and Donald Trump's name apparently appears throughout the Epstein file. However ill-advised it may have been, she took a phone call from one of her constituents. Now, I don't think it is the position of the very distinguished gentleman that if we find Jeffrey Epstein on the phone with Donald Trump, he should be impeached for it, or is that his position? Is his position that anytime Jeffrey Epstein got somebody on the phone, and he got a lot of people on the phone, that person is suddenly guilty? That sounds like guilt by association. That sounds like collective guilt. We want the survivors and the victims to have the possibility of accountability. Well, they want to give them another headline, which is that they've arraigned a Democratic member for taking a phone call from her constituent, Jeffrey Epstein, in the middle of a hearing. And of course, I don't think there's any rule here against taking phone calls in a hearing. Now, if you want to actually give her the chance to explain what happened, then we would take it to the Ethics Committee. I still don't see what the charge is. Where is the ethical transgression? Where is the legal transgression? Are you saying anybody on your side of the aisle who had a phone call with Jeffrey Epstein should be censured? Be careful your answer there, because there's a lot more that's about to come out, right? From a different form of crime, which is child sex trafficking, which Jeffrey Epstein was a mastermind of.
Well, they want to give them another headline, which is that they've arraigned a Democratic member for taking a phone call from her constituent, Jeffrey Epstein, in the middle of a hearing.
Absolutely hilarious. The hypocrisy of this just drips. Just absolutely drips.